Okay, guys, today we are doing lesson 1.17. So please take out your INB, and I would like for you to start copying down the learning targets, your what and your why. Bo, can you let Ricardo into the building, please? The targets are up on the board. We're lesson 1.17 today, and that starts on page 89 in your book. Please start copying down the what and the why. And when you're finished, raise your hand and I can come and check, and then I'll have my helpers walk around and help people who are stuck. Make sure you title it the what and then your two targets. Please make sure that your learning targets start with I can. Okay, good. You can walk around and help people. Okay, good. You can go ahead and walk around and help people. Go ahead, Anna. You're good. Got it. Caroline, do you want to check Sean's? Okay. Okay, helpers, thank you for your help. Please return to your seats. If you're still finishing up your targets, take another few seconds to finish up. Okay, in your table groups, I want you to talk about the why. Why are these targets important? And then we will share out. Please have this discussion in your table groups. Why are these targets important today?
These subjects are important, and it will help us write a short story with characters, conflict, plot, dialogue, and sensory evidence.
So why is that important to know?
Because if there's none of that in there, the story would be boring.
Yeah, because that makes a good story, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what are we getting ready to do?
Write a short story.
Write a short story, and in our short story should be what?
Dialogue.
Yep, good. Very good. Did we have a discussion? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we all.
Still writing.
Okay. So why do you think these targets are important?
I think these targets are important because it helps you with sparking ideas for a short story.
So why do you need those ideas? What are we getting ready to do?
To make a short story.
Right, so we're getting ready to do our own. And did you notice what lesson we're on?
7.
And what's the next lesson?
Writing a short story.
So we're already there, right? So you're going to get ideas today. Okay, finish up your thoughts, please. Can you very quickly number yourselves off? And please hold up your number when you're done. Blue table, are you ready? Hold up your number, please. Okay, I would like to hear why you all think these targets are important. Let's start with the green table. Person number 5. Green number 5. Sure, nice and loud. Why are these targets important?
Because it'll help us write a short story.
Yes, they're going to help us write a short story. Very good. How about person number four? Why do you think these targets are important?
These targets are important because it'll prepare us to get everything done in a short story.
Yes, it'll prepare you to get everything done in a short story. How about, why do you think we're going to analyze picture books? What does that mean? We're going to analyze picture books. Sierra, can you answer that for us?
It means like you have an image of what your book is, and then when somebody asks you what's going on, you could like explain it.
Good. Okay, and last one, somebody from the orange table. Why do you think these targets are important? Person 3.
These targets are important because they help us write a short story with characters.
Good. And somebody, I think it was this table over here, talked about, or actually, no, I'm sorry, it was the purple table, and I think it was Al who mentioned that if a story doesn't have a good plot and dialogue and descriptions, what did you say the story would be?
It would be boring.
It would be boring, right? So we want to make sure that our short stories that we're getting to write are exciting and interesting. Please look in your books on page 89. We're going to look at question number 1. Okay, question number 1. Can I have somebody read that nice and loud for us? Caroline, can you read that, please?
When you hear the word mystery, what do you think of? What do you think makes a good mystery?
Okay, what do you think makes a good mystery? Talk quickly in your table groups about what would make a good mystery.
I think what makes a good mystery is a surprise conflict that appears out of nowhere.
Good. Do you guys like mysteries? Do you have favorite authors that write mysteries?
Ed Baker.
Okay, good. Anyone else? Do you like mysteries? Ready?
Yeah, but I don't really read them as books.
Okay, not your choice. Jack, what makes a good mystery?
Like
Suspense. Good. Very good.
and you're trying to find them, and the person is.
Thank you for sharing. Can I hear some people? I heard some good discussions going on. Can I have some people volunteer to share what makes a good mystery? Priska. Ooh, okay, good. Walker, what do you think?
I think what makes a good mystery is like like in a Hardy Boys book, it would like have something that happened right at the end of the book, and then you have, well, no, not at the end of the chapter.
At the end of the chapter. So you want to read more to find out what happens. Jaden.
I think that what makes a good mystery would be a surprise conflict or like a something that happened that they don't know what happened exactly.
Good. Could you guys hear that answer? Okay, he said a surprise conflict. What's a conflict again? What's a conflict, Terrell?
A very bad situation that can happen anywhere in the story.
Okay, good. It can happen anywhere in the story. Does it always have to be bad? Okay, it could. Sometimes the good stories, like the mysteries, there's something bad that happened. Aubrey.
Like the climax.
What about the climax?
Whenever I think of mystery, I think of climax and action.
And tell us again what the climax is in a story.
The climax is something that happened in the story, like the page turner.
Yeah, it's a page turner or the turning point in a story. So remember, you might have a character that's faced with an important decision. What do I do? And that would be the climax. Nice answer. Good job. Al.
Finding clues throughout the story.
Can you say that again, please?
Finding clues throughout the story.
Oh, okay. So you like stories that have clues throughout and you have to try and figure out what's happening. Good. Hannah.
When one of the characters, like one of the important characters, just goes missing.
Oh, good. Yes, Sierra.
Like when the story leaves like a cliffhanger or like something happens and you have to like read like the next books to figure out what happened.
Yeah, good. Nice job. Okay, let's look at question number 2 on that page, 89. Chris Van Alsing has written several books that are mysteries. Among some are his best known. These are the following books that he's written. The Polar Express. How many people have read The Polar Express or seen the movie? Yeah. Okay, so that's one of his books. The Mysteries of Harris Burdock. I'm going to read that to you in just a minute. The Wreck of the Zephyr. Jumanji. How many people know Jumanji? Yep, same author. And The Stranger. Today, I get to read to you a story. And this might be, has anyone heard of this before? The Mysteries of Harris Burdock. Anyone heard of it? Okay, this one, I really like this. I enjoyed reading it to my class last year. I think you will too. There are some amazing illustrations in here. So I know that you can't see them from where you're at. I will be walking around. So as I walk closer to your table, make sure you are looking up here at the story. Now, while I'm reading this, you don't need to be writing anything. So if you have something in your hand that's a distraction, please put that down. Just sit and listen. Now, again, like our learning target says, we're going to be looking at a picture book for images that spark writing ideas. What does it mean to spark ideas in writing? Amaya?
Make like ideas more interesting.
Okay, good. What else does it mean? Okay, Jaden.
It's like for an idea to appear in your
Yeah. So remember, you're getting ready to write your own story. So maybe there will be something in this book that inspires you or helps you come up with an idea for a story. Introduction. I first saw the drawings in this book a year ago in the home of a man named Peter Wenders. Though Mr. Wenders is retired now, he once worked for a children's book publisher, choosing the stories and pictures that would be turned into books. 30 years ago, a man named Peter at Peter Wenders' office, introducing himself as Harris Burdock. Mr. Burdock explained that he had written 14 stories and had drawn many pictures for each one. He'd brought with him just one drawing from each story to see if Wenders liked his work. Peter Wenders was fascinated by the drawings. He told Burdock he would like to read the stories that went along with them as soon as possible. The artist agreed to bring the stories the next morning. He left the 14 drawings with Wenders, but he did not return the next day or the day after that. Harris Burdock was never heard from again. Over the years, Wenders tried to find out who Harris Burdock was and what happened to him, but he discovered nothing. To this day, Harris Burdock remains a complete mystery. His disappearance is not the only mystery left behind. What were the stories that went on with these drawings? There are some clues. Burdick had written a title and a caption for each picture. When I told Peter Wonders how difficult it was to look at the drawings and their captions without imagining a story, he smiled and left the room. He returned with a dust-covered cardboard box. Inside were dozens of stories, all inspired by the Burdick drawings. They'd been written years ago by Wonders' children and their friends. I spent the rest of my visit reading these stories. They were remarkable, some bizarre, some funny, some were downright scary. In the hope that other children will be inspired by them, the Burdick drawings are reproduced here for the first time. Archie Smith, Boy Wonder. A tiny voice asked, is he the one? So as I walk around and show you these illustrations, okay, so these are the pictures of the 14 pictures that were left with a title and a small caption. Okay, the next one. Under the rug, 2 weeks passed and it happened again. Brady, do you want to take a look? Thank you. A strange day in July. He threw with all his might, but the third stone came skipping back.
Sorry. So there was $3 here, and it's only says total $2. So I give you guys $1.
Thank you. Missing in Venice. Even with her mighty engines in reverse, the ocean liner was pulled farther and farther into the canal. As you're looking at these drawings, what are some things that the drawings have in common? What are some things that you notice about these drawings? Chelsea, what do you notice? They're black and white. What else? Any other similarities? Sierra?
There's like, there's always like it's not just like a place, it's like people doing something.
Yes, so there's somebody doing something. And then what else, Aubrey?
It's really, really descriptive.
Very descriptive. By words or by?
With both, with the picture and the
Another place, another time. If there was an answer, he'd find it there. Jaden, what do you notice about these drawings?
That they all have a similar drawing style.
A similar drawing style. Okay. Okay, as I'm showing you these pictures, I want you to start thinking about ideas. Could you form a story just by what you see in one of these pictures? Uninvited guests. His heart was pounding. He was sure he had seen the doorknob turn. Okay, groups that haven't seen this picture, I want you to think of an image in your head. What might this look like? Okay, next. The harp. So it's true, he thought. It's really true. Do you know what a harp is? Mm-hmm. Harp is an instrument. There's a picture down here in the corner. It has strings. Mr. Linden's library. He had warned her about the book. Now it was too late. Can you put your pencil down, please? The 7 chairs. The 5th one ended up in France. Okay, as you're looking at these, do you think these would all could be turned into mysteries? Or could some of them you take a different direction? What do you think? If you were to create a story about one of these drawings, do you think these are more mysteries? Are these adventure? What kind of books do you think you could turn these in, or stories? Sierra, what do you think?
Science fiction.
Maybe science fiction. Jaden?
Mystery.
Sean?
Mysteries.
Mystery. Hannah? Same.
Fiction?
Okay. The 3rd floor bedroom. It all began when someone left the window open. Yeah.
All of these pictures seem to have like some sort of conflict and how questions and why.
Very good. Can the conflict be the very first sentence of a story? What is that called if you start out right off the bat with a conflict? What are you doing to the reader?
You're making them want to read next.
Yeah. That's called a what? If your first sentence tries to grab their attention and get them to continue reading, it's the what, Bo? Yeah, you're trying to hook the reader to get the reader to want to know more. Captain Torrey, he swung his lantern 3 times and slowly the schooner appeared. What's a schooner? Do we know what that is? Terrell, what is a schooner?
A boat.
It's a boat. Yeah. And last one. Oscar and Alphonse. She knew it was time to send them back. The caterpillar softly wiggled in her hand, spelling out goodbye. All right. Please go ahead and open back your books back up if they are closed. On page 89, let's look at question number 3. So question number 3 is about characterization. Okay, remember that's one of our vocabulary words. If you're working on characterization in your story, what are you doing? If you're trying to build up your characterization in a story that you're writing, what are you doing? Amaya, what are you doing? You're creating a character. How do we create characters in stories? Do you come out and say, my story is about Branson and he likes to play football? No, because that's kind of boring.
Yeah.
How do you develop a character in a story? Ryan?
You kind of introduce them, but like not like how you did it.
Okay.
They're just kind of there.
Right.
And you just start describing them later on.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep. And you're helping the reader understand their personality, not by telling the reader, right, but developing it with maybe some dialogue or describing how they're feeling or acting or responding, okay? Let's take one of these illustrations and let's try and come up with how we would like to characterize one of these characters. Let's do this one here, under the rug. Do you remember this one? Okay, there's a person in here. How could we characterize that person? Let's start with appearance first. An appearance is what he looks like. So somebody describe him using describing words. How could we describe this character? Angela. Old? Aubrey.
Looks like he gets fired up quickly.
Okay, so maybe he has a short temper or he gets really angry. Go ahead, Cameron.
Tall.
Tall. Sean? How do you know?
Because it looks like the boy's under the carpet and he's about to beat him with the chair.
Okay, possibly. So he would use violence. Al. Describe what he looks like, his appearance.
Kind of bald.
Bald? Yep. How about his clothes? How about his clothes? Hannah.
Really, I was gonna say he needs glasses.
How do you know that?
He's wearing glasses.
Yeah, so he needs them. And his clothing. Ryan.
It's like older.
Okay. Does he look like he just got done running a marathon?
No.
Or does he look like he just got done trick-or-treating at Halloween? No. What does he look like he just got done doing? Raise your hand, please. Isaiah. Why do you think reading?
Because it looks like he's in the chair before he saw that boy because there was books on it.
Good clue. Can you say that again so everyone can hear?
I think he was reading because he saw the tree on the chair reading the book until the boy came in.
Okay. And I've heard a couple people say until the boy came in. How do we know that's a boy? Do we know that? Okay. How many people thought that was a boy? Just assume that was a boy in there. Okay. That means that you are starting to develop imagery in your head and you're kind of creating a story without actually knowing the truth, right? Could this be a rabbit? Could it be a monster? Could it be his twin brother? We don't know, right? So your story is going to develop this idea. So back to characterization. In the box, in the chart for question 3, there are different parts of characterization that you're going to answer. So let's continue. What does this appearance say about your character? Okay, what does it say about your character? So based on what he looks like, we kind of know about how old he is, right? And maybe he was reading or doing something indoors. What does that tell you about him? Terrell. He might like books. What else?
He's lazy.
Why do you think he's lazy?
Because he just sits in bed.
Maybe he's lazy. We don't know. Jaden.
Maybe he's too old to go outside anymore.
Maybe he's too old to go outside, so he just stays inside. Branson. Maybe he's boring. Okay. Describe some of your main character's actions. Somebody describe what he is doing in the picture. What is he doing in the picture? Chelsea. He looks like he's going to throw the chair at the thing under the rug, right? Jaden.
He looks like he might beat the thing under the rug.
Okay, yes. Sierra. Possibly. Are there other characters? Raise your hand. Are there other characters? Walker?
I'm pretty sure the only other one is the thing under the rug.
Okay, the thing under the rug. So we don't know what that thing is? No. So you could make up your own idea. And then details about these characters, that would be up for you to use with your own imagination. Okay, I would like for you to fill out the chart on number 3. I'm going to give you a different one, though, to use. Okay, we're going to use this one. A strange day in July. He threw with all his might, but the third stone came skipping back. I would like for you to fill out the chart for question 3 on page 89 about the characters that you see, and I'll walk around again so you can see a little bit closer. Ow. I would like you to try this on your own, but if you are stuck, you can use people at your table to help fill this chart out. So again, you're filling out this chart about the characters that you see in this picture. Let's put this all the way away under your desk, please. Here you go, guys. Yep. About this image here. Okay, so the first thing you're describing is the appearance. Now there are two people here. You can describe both. You can draw a line down the middle of your chart if you want to describe the boy and the girl. So first, appearance means what do they look like according to your opinion? What are they wearing? Describe what they look like to you.
These are a little smaller.
If you don't have enough room, you can always use the margins. Okay. So what does the boy look like?
He has a hat.
Okay. And do we know anything else about him?
He looks like he's around 5 to 6.
Okay. How about what are they wearing?
It looked like he was wearing sweats and a long sleeve shirt.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead and keep adding to this. Terrell.
Right in the whole entire chart?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Right.
Thank you so much.
Okay, blue table, how are we doing? Good. Okay, you can go ahead and continue with the rest of the chart. What? Do you want the picture again? Yep. Would it be helpful if I put it under the overhead? Okay. It'll take just a minute to warm up. Okay, so here is the picture again. Remember, if you're stuck, please talk to somebody that's next to you.
You stuck?
Yeah. Curly, C-U-R-L-Y.
Wait, C-U-R-R-L-Y?
Yep. You said that what?
the swirly hair.
Okay.
Like curly but straight.
Kind of wavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead and finish these three.
I don't know what they mean by that.
What does this appearance say about your character? So based on what you said he looks like, what do you know about him? What does it say about your character?
Oh, okay.
If you are finished, can you help people at your group who might be stuck on something? Because I noticed some people are finished already. Let's try and help each other out with this assignment. Ricardo, can you please get a computer and you can work on Khan, and I'll have you sit at that table over there. Thank you. Yes. What? Everyone is finished with this? Almost? Okay, so you can help him and then we'll move on. Can you show me how many minutes you need to finish? Okay, how about a couple more? Again, if you are done, you are helping people at your table group, and then we'll move on to the next question. Are you guys done? Almost? Okay. Jack, it looks like you got 2 more to go.
Yeah.
You're done? Okay, you're helping him? Perfect.
Or upon whatever. You know?
Okay, if you are finished, can you please turn to the next page? And please read the question, the directions for question number 4. Did you talk about both the boy and the girl so you could skip that part? Okay. All right. Please, everyone, turn to page 90. Can someone read question number 4 out loud for us? Nice and loud, please. Kaylin, can you read that for us?
What words or phrases could you include
I'm doing something right now. Can you ask me that later? Thank you.
in your story? What vivid verbs and
Connotative.
connotative
Diction.
diction
Good.
help show that sense? What figurative language could you use?
Okay, let's talk about what this means. So what words or phrases could you include from each sense? Remember our sensory language. Okay, how could you describe what you are seeing, what is happening, using sensory language? Vivid verbs. Connotative diction. What is connotation? Remember our example Mrs. Jingula provided when she came into the room? Connotation is what? Priska? Exaggeration. It's dramatic. It's more exciting or interesting for the reader. Okay, if you would like to write about the picture that you see up here, you can go ahead and answer question 4 about this picture. If there's another picture that you really liked from the story, if it was the one where the girl was sleeping and she had her book and the vines were coming out, Or if it is the one that I showed you just right before with the old man who was about to throw the chair, you can choose. So you can stick with this image right here, or you can pick a different one that I showed you, and you're going to answer question number 4. Now, I would like to have people share their answers out loud. So make sure we are working quickly, and we're thinking about descriptive words that we can use to describe what you are seeing. Please go ahead and answer question 4. Raise your hand if you need some help or are stuck. Yes. What are you doing? Oh, okay. Are you all right? Okay. Yes, you can go at Jaden. All right, so we're working on question 4. So first of all, choose which story do you want to do? Which picture do you want to do? The one on the board?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So what do you have? So touch, sight, and hearing. So what words would you use to describe that? Give me an example.
He's throwing rocks at the water,
So
so
how-
he's touching.
Okay, so how could you describe that? What do the rocks feel like? Smooth? Okay, good. So I want you not to tell me what you could use. I want you to give me examples.
Okay.
So describe what the rocks feel like. Describe what they're looking at, maybe what the water looks like. Describe how, you could even do how it feels. It looks like it's sunny. If you see up there, it kind of looks like the water is reflecting the sunlight. So maybe it feels it's really a warm day. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Chris, are you doing okay? Yeah. Can I see what you have? Okay. Let's see something under the rock. So he grabs his chair and is about to pound. I like that descriptive word. Nice job. What else could we add here to make it more descriptive? Do you have some ideas? Okay. Think about sensory language, touch and sight and smell. Okay, or sounds. It's the thing under the rug making a noise. Does that help? Okay. What kind of a beach? What does it look like? What is the day like? Is it a nice, sunny, warm day? Okay, as I'm coming around, I'm noticing that people are describing what they're seeing and what is happening, but we're missing that descriptive language, okay? Think about connotation. What could you add to that description? So rather than saying the boy skipped a rock, what could I say to make that sentence more exciting? Instead of the boy skipped a rock, what else could I say to add to that? Walker. The boy, say that again?
The boy skipped the third stone.
The boy skipped the third stone. What else could I say? Amaya. Okay, how could I make that more exciting? More detailed. What kind of a rock was he throwing?
A crystal.
A crystal? Maybe. When you skip stones, what kind of stones do you throw? Do you just throw big boulders in the water? No, that's not going to work. Radu, thank you for raising your hand. A flat rock, right? So can I add the word flat to describe what the rock was like? Yeah. And what kind of a day does this look like, guys? Is this the middle of winter? How do you know? Branson, thank you for raising your hand.
Because glistening.
Yeah. Ooh. Say that word again.
Glistening.
Glistening. Is that a descriptive word?
Yeah.
Yes. Very nice. Any other things you could add? Aubrey.
It's not wearing why else would they do that?
Okay. Good. And it looks like their clothes are not dress warm. It looks like he has long sleeves. It looks like she doesn't have sleeves on. So it's got to be warm enough, right? Maybe it's a blistering hot day. Maybe it's a warm day with a gentle breeze. Yes?
Can I do the one with the man with the chair?
Are you ready to share?
Yeah.
Can we share in just a minute? Let's give everyone time to finish up. And then, yes, I want to hear it. Okay? please work on finishing up this question and then we will share out.
So it doesn't have to be that picture.
It doesn't have to be. You can choose your own if you'd like. Ready? What do you got?
The boy skipped the third stone on a nice sunny day.
Okay, what else could you add? So we know this stone came back. How did they feel about that?
Weird.
Were they shocked? Were they surprised?
Probably surprised.
Okay, let's keep adding to that description. You're gonna have to wait till class is done. No class. Okay, Zaya, where are you going? Can you wait? Thank you. Angela, how are you doing? Good, nice job. Where's your answer? Okay, I need this to stay over here, and I need this to not be happening. I would like this finished, please. Okay, in just another minute, I'm going to have people share their answers to number 4. Can I read yours? Probably saltwater, sand. Ooh, good. I like that, the crystal shining water. Water dancing, what is that? Remember we talked about it? Figurative language?
The water dancing with wind.
What type of figurative language is that? If you're giving human qualities to something that's not human. Do you remember? Personification. Nice job. Very good. Branson. Can you wait till class is over? Please? Thank you. Okay, looks like most of us are about finished. I would really like for people to share what their descriptions were. First, tell us which picture you are writing about so we know, and then please share nice and loud. Sean, can you read yours, please? And first tell us what picture you're talking about.
It's about the old man with the chair.
Okay. Go ahead and read that to us.
And tasted the sweetness most of
Jaden, can you put your backpack down? Because that's hard for me to hear. Can you say that one more time? Because I couldn't hear you.
the man tasted the spit in his mouth from his grunting anger.
Nice job. Did you guys hear that?
Yes.
Really loud. Can you turn all the way and face the majority of the class and read it? That was a very good description.
The man tasted the spit in his mouth from grunting his anger.
Nice job. Very descriptive. Do we know how he's feeling based on that one sentence? Yes. Who else would like to share? Isaiah, nice and loud.
So what I'm doing is the little girl and the boy, and the boy, he looks sad or calm while throwing flat rocks at the water.
Okay, good. How could you describe that water?
I just said the beautiful waves.
Beautiful waves. That works. Terrell.
The boy and the girl is by the water on a hot sunny day, and the boy threw a small flat rock and hit the water hard with a splash.
Very good. Could you guys hear that?
No.
Okay, really loud. I know you can do this.
The boy and the girl is by the water on a hot sunny day, and the boy threw a small rock, a small flat rock and hit the water hard with a splash.
Nice job. Very good. Aubrey, really loud.
The two siblings probably smell water, sand, and see crystal shining water. Here's water dancing with the wind, and they can feel the sand and the sun. They may be able to taste the dancing wind also.
Nice job. Class, can you please do me a favor? Lots of people are getting up and moving around and sharpening pencils and getting in backpacks and things like that, and it's really hard to hear. And some of these answers are really good, and I can't hear them even when I'm standing next to them. So can you please sit as still as you can? If you're clicking a pencil, that's not being respectful of other people, right? Can you read that one more time? Aubrey has an example of personification. When you hear what that is, I want you to raise your hand. Okay, Aubrey, nice and loud.
The two siblings probably smell water and sand. They may also see crystal shining water. They hear water dancing with the wind, and they can feel the sand in their hands and can taste them dancing around.
Okay, what is the personification? Cameron, did you hear it?
She was like describing the water
And what was the water doing?
dancing.
Dancing. The water was dancing. Can water dance?
No.
No. So that's personification. It's giving a human quality to something that is not human. Okay, couple more. Hannah, nice and loud.
This is that picture.
Okay.
So, the sound of the small animals singing the nature's music.
Ooh, very descriptive. I like that. Madison, go ahead.
Mine's the old man.
Okay.
The old man was sitting in his chair reading a book until he heard a creak. He looks up from his book and he sees something moving around under the rug. So the old man grabs his chair and is about to pound whatever's under the rug.
Nice job. So rather than just say he was going to hit it with the chair, she chose to use the word pound. Can you get an image of what he's about to do? Yes. Okay. Thank you for those people that shared. We're going to move on really quickly before it's time to go. I want you to look at question 5. Can someone read that to us in a nice loud voice? Shiloh, nice and loud, please.
Consider your plot. What is the main conflict or problem? How will it be solved? How can you add a twist? How will you introduce the setting and characters? How can you build to the climax?
Okay, that's a mouthful. That's asking a lot. Here's the part that I would like for you to answer, and you might want to mark this in your text. I want you to write, or to mark the text, what is the main conflict or problem? Please mark the text. That is the part of that question that I would like you to answer in the next 5 minutes or so. So, think about what is the main conflict or problem. Do you know what it is based off one picture?
Yes.
Do you?
No.
Could you get an idea?
No.
If I'm looking at this picture, is my conflict going to be the same as Cameron's? No. So there isn't a right or wrong answer because this is your own imagination. Please go ahead and answer question 5. Raise your hand if you need help, and then I will come around and help, and then we'll share in just a few minutes.
So it's like the problem of the conflict. Is it like right here?
So you have to decide, what do you think the main conflict is going to be of this picture?
Oh.
Okay. Are you doing this right here?
Yeah, I just finished.
Keep going. The math conflict could be, the main conflict could be that the boy ran out of the jumping rocks. And keep going. What else could you add to that? Why would that be a problem?
He can't skip rocks anymore.
Okay, write that down. Keep going. Add to your conflict. Addie, how are you doing? Okay. Do you have an idea?
Yeah,
Do you have an idea?
kind of.
Kind of.
So we're supposed to answer the what is the main conflict?
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Can I see what you got? The old man, he saw something under the rug, so he smashed it. So what is the problem going to be? Do we know what it is? Is the problem going to be, what does he do with the smashed thing? Did he hurt it badly? Is it gonna jump back out and attack him? Do you see what I mean by that? So can you develop that a little bit further? Let me see what you got. This is when the boy skipped the stone across the right back to the boy. Okay, good. All right, guys, you're doing a really good job. Please take a minute or so to share with somebody next to you about the conflict in this story.
The main problem of the story
about the old man?
Okay, I think the main conflict is that the boy might drown in the water trying to escape a rock.
Oh, that would make a good, interesting story. Kaylin, what'd you come up with?
The old man was frightened because the thing under the rug kept moving closer and closer to the old man, and it was going to jump out. Was it going to jump out and hurt him?
Oh, so like a kind of a plot twist. Yeah. Okay, so you think the thing is going to attack the man?
Yes.
Okay.
Before he hits it.
Okay. Rowdy, what do you think? Which one are you writing about here? The stones? Okay, so what is something like a twist that could happen? So he keeps throwing the stone and it keeps coming back. What's something that could happen?
It doesn't come back.
And is there something or that's causing that to happen? Could there be something in the water? Or could the boy have some kind of strange powers? Amaya, do you got one? Close? Okay. Jack, do you have one?
Yeah.
What's your conflict?
The one with the old man, he saw something under his rug, so he smashed it, but it ran back and hit him.
Nice job. I like that. Okay, did we have a chance to share here?
Huh?
Did we all have a chance to share?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, class, can I have your attention, please?
I got it.
I would like for you to put your pencils down and just look up here. Okay. Now, if you remember back to our learning targets, okay, we were going to analyze picture books to hopefully spark ideas. So by showing you these pictures, hopefully that got you thinking a little bit about what you would like your short story to be and gave you some ideas for maybe how to start to get it started. This was the last lesson before Embedded Assessment 2. So here's what that means. We will tomorrow be working on developing your short story. Now you're going to be doing a plot diagram to start. And remember our plot diagram, all of the pieces that need to be included. Okay? Let's review that really quickly. What's an exposition? Your story is going to need an exposition. What is an exposition? Madison. Yes, the setting and characters. Now think about examples from today. Okay, you guys had to come up with characterization even though you didn't really know much about the characters. Okay, and how are you able to develop that? Then we have the rising action. What is the rising action in a story? Rising action. Terrell. Towards the conflict or towards the climax? Yes. So events that lead up to the climax, and the climax is what? Raise your hand, please. What is the climax?
The turning point.
The turning point in the story. It's where the story gets really good, right? And then after the climax, we have the what? Caroline? Falling action. What is that?
The events that lead to the end.
The events that lead to the ending. And the ending is called the... Everybody, what's the ending called? Resolution. And what happens in the resolution? We learn something. What do we learn in the resolution? Starts with a T. Chelsea? The theme. Who can tell us what a theme is? Cannon, what's a theme? The lesson or moral of the story. We forgot one piece of the plot diagram that you will need to have. The one right here in the middle. The conflict. Where does that happen? Where does your conflict happen, Jaden?
It can happen anywhere except for the resolution.
Yes, anywhere except for the resolution. Could you start off with the conflict?
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay. Thank you very much for your participation. Please close these up and you can start putting them away.